And here we come to another memory jogger, and that's cash. Cash in with 4 steps. First of all, compare your business plan's progress against the original objectives and examine the result against the competition. Agree on areas for improvement by selecting the key ratios to look at. It could be profitability, return on capital employed, return on shareholders' funds, asset turnover, the quick ratio, gearing, interest cover, earnings per share, or the price-earnings ratio. S stands for support the business plan's progress using ratios as evidence of improvement. H stands for help. Help the investment community to understand why cash in your business is a safe investment by articulating a coherent message that takes them on your business plan journey, pointing out landmarks that create financial differentiation from your competition. Number 4, internal accounts. Here we take a close look at the internal accounts. The internal accounts are graphed over a 4-month period and compared to the previous year's results over the same period. This trend analysis is used to highlight areas where the cash flow improvements are required. Take a bow. This is a true story about the crash impact to a ship that cannot be seen above the Plimsoll line. And we're going to look at how to understand and analyze internal accounts, how to read the P&L with examples, how to understand profitability and the underlying costs, how to read a balance sheet, understanding the financial trends, and then there's a rubber hits the road examples on return on capital employed, asset turnover, current ratio, quick ratio, gearing, trade debtors. Here's a picture of the ship that crashed into the docks. Number 5, product contribution. Determining which products have the greatest contribution to the company can be used to focus future product developments and withdrawals. The highest contributing products will have the greatest impact on the management of cash flows. The question I have here is, does your company stock chinchillas? Do you have products that are more fluff than substance? Costs. Do you understand it's rubber hit the road time when we look at some live case studies of how you work out what products are really important to your company? And I give you some tips on how to get the data you need to work that out. And then we use the Pareto model to help us achieve our end goal. We're going to look at life cycle hill, why some products are more important than others. We're also going to look at total contribution, what each product brings to the party as far as cash. We're going to look at Pareto curve contribution and understand the relationship of each product. The final analysis is based on sound evidence. Which product should be withdrawn? That's a real challenge for many businesses. Move on to number 6, cash flow by product or services. Detailed deconstruction and mapping of cash flow for each of the products is used to determine which products or services provide the best use of cash within the business. It also ensures that suppliers' credit terms are controlled and managed effectively. We're going to talk about solutions providers rather than problem solvers. I give the example to create a crossing over a wide river where the problem-solving engineer says, let's build a bridge, and the solutions providing businessman says, let's rent a ferry. It's about making the best use of the cash that's available. And to do that, we're going to look at micro cash flows, looking at the way cash is dealt with right down to an individual product or service. We're going to look at billing pitfalls, understanding and avoiding internal delays in billing for cash. And then it's rubber hitting the road time again when we look at a case study, showing you how to capture and analyze a product in terms of cost assumptions, and then move into understanding the billing cycles in terms of monthly billing and quarterly billing. And then we're going to look at the money pit. And this covers the big question, should you rent or buy the components that make up your company's products and services? And how do you go about working that out? And what's best for your business? I'm going to move on to credit control. We're going to analyze when customers pay their bills so that irregularities can be identified before large debts are amassed. We're going to look at understanding the key dates in the cash flows for a product or service, and that allows us to better use of the credit given by our vendors and the debt owed by our customers. Painting over the cracks. We're going to discuss the dodgy sales deal that cost our company tens of thousands of pounds and how to avoid them. We're going to look at record keeping, making sure that your billing records are accurate and accessible, and why that's important. We're going to look at cash collection and the importance of credit checking as an early warning system. How you create a debtor profile, because understanding your debtors is the key to identifying customers whose debt is about to go bad. And I explain the techniques involved to identify potential problems. We're going to look at a scatter diagram, another tool to help identify the size of the bad debt problem. And we're going to look at the cash collection forecast, the hidden cost of sale, and the need to put your best minds on the case. And then we're going to look at booking revenue. Cash should only be realized when it arrives into the bank. Everything else is just optimistic faith. And finally, discovering cash buried in your business. The review of your business. First, taking a look at the mistakes of the past and learning from them, using the great railroad rush in America in the late 1800s, the golden age of bankruptcy, or bankruptcy at the speed of steam. Then we're going to look over what we have learned about the cash flow formula and creating a cash awareness culture that delivers the cash. Looking at a live example. We're going to look at a cash-in strategy, differentiating your company, setting you above the rest, and building a solid foundation. This mind map has provided you with the basic steps required to look for cash in your business. The key to surviving the global credit crunch is to look for cash lost within your business. Find it, handle it well, and seek out the golden opportunities it creates. And that's what the cash flow formula is all about. Thanks for listening.